All right,
It's recording.
we're recording. Welcome to the Quarantine Check-In, where I check in with comedians, see how they're doing. Tonight's guest is the hilarious, the precocious, the guy with the second best quarantine beard,
Siri, what's precocious?
and the smartest, Nick Kelley. Nick, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you, Rob?
I am doing well for being stuck in my apartment for basically the last 2 weeks.
Well, can I tell you something? You have lovely artwork in the back.
Thank you. You know what? I call my place minimalist.
Well,
Go on.
Some people say minimalist. Some people say lazy piece.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not a big fan of artwork. I was going to have an oil painting of you, but I never finished it. And
I just couldn't sit still for that long.
Well, I was painting from memory.
Oh well, you got a problem right there.
Yeah, because I have a shitty memory.
Yeah.
How have you been over the course of the quarantine? Are you stuck at home? I see you're in your basement.
Yeah, dude.
Is that where you murder people?
No, this is actually where Freddy Krueger murders people. So I got a yellow or orange light, but yeah, dude, I've been fine. If I was still slinging flowers for like a week into the quarantine when everybody was in their house. So I was out driving on empty roads, listening to podcasts and fucking smoking cigarettes, and it didn't matter. But now there's been a few times for like 5 minutes where I'm like, I'm going crazy. This is but then today I get out and I walk around and everybody people are walking by. I know what it's like to be like a zombie now, dude. Everybody's walking around the neighborhood, but then all of a sudden you're walking by somebody and they fucking cover up their mouth and they move away, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
Got my mom freaked out. She's telling me it's airborne now. She's trying to tell me come on. Yeah, it's airborne if somebody sneezes in your face and the wind is in your direction. It ain't airborne.
Man, now I'm scared.
Well, see, that's what happens if you watch the news, dude. Even though I do check on the death tolls every day.
It's getting scary. It's getting scary. I know 3 people who have it now.
Do you?
Yeah.
How old are they?
They're all in their 40s.
Okay, so iffy.
Yeah, hopefully they all recover. I know one's just tested positive. One is on the road to recovery, and the other one, who we both know, hopefully they'll be getting better.
Who's the one we both know?
Tom.
Oh, Swan.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, he's at a risk factor for sure.
Yeah, he's in the hospital right now, and they put him on a ventilator yesterday.
Oi.
Yeah. So
let's pray. Let's have a prayer to the Jewish gods for Tom real quick.
Why
don't you lead us?
Nicholas, the Jewish God is the same as your God. Except
No. No, I'm talking. Yeah, but okay, but the Jew gods. So let's just
God, Baruch atah Adonai. Let's make Tom healthy.
Let's not pretend. Listen, we don't have to broadcast this to the Gentiles, but let's just not pretend that you guys got the God.
No. It's the same God, except you worship.
You got a secret God.
No. There's God, and then there's his son, the guy who you think is the Messiah.
You don't think I can speak a little Hebrew, bro? I know what you guys are saying in there.
You work in West Bloomfield or Bloomfield. I think you can speak a little Hebrew.
Sometimes I go to service.
You go to shul?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go to that though.
Why do you go to shul?
I put on Google Translate, and it says, and he's like, "Oh, the Gentiles will never figure out that we have our own God."
As someone who barely knows Hebrew, that is not what we said. But you got the rabbi singing down to it. You got down perfect.
It sounded a little priesty, but if I worked on it.
Yeah. So how long are you gonna grow your beard out for?
I almost did it I almost shaved this morning. But then I said, I don't want to. That's what I said to myself, and I took a shower and I got out of it. And I'm not going to do it for a while. Why? For what?
No, I'm growing this out until the first day the quarantine is lifted, then I'm going to Great Clips and
Yeah,
having
but
to shave the whole thing off.
yeah, but you also got to consider you don't want to come back with the fat face, the smooth fat face, because when I shave, I just look like a baby with an extra fat baby.
We all do, but you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. This
I
thing is
don't.
driving me crazy.
I think that mindset is dying. I think the mindset that like if you're gonna go for an interview, you better shave. I think that's dying. Your
Yeah.
beard should probably be trimmed, but I can't figure out how to do it.
No,
If I trim my beard, dude, I fuck up and I end up shaving my beard.
well, I don't even have scissors. I usually go to a barber to get a shave. I like the rag, the
Oh man,
cloth.
you like to talk about who's the best boxer in the world and shit.
Yep, yep,
Yep.
yep. You know,
He's like,
even though I don't watch boxing, I'll go with Muhammad Ali. And
oh
people,
man,
yeah, yeah. They have to be
dude,
old time though. They have to be old time to get that reference.
one day I'm gonna get a barber. I'm gonna go to a barber.
You should. You should. It's that'll be the day you finally become a man.
Well, possibly, yeah, probably. Like my mom's been a manicurist my whole life, and she owned a salon for a while, and she's just always worked in beauty salons. So I'm more of that type of guy. You could say effeminate, or you
Dude,
could say well groomed. You could say either one of those.
there is nothing effeminate about you.
What are you talking about, baby?
you are a man's man.
Oh, dude, I appreciate you saying that, I guess, but I don't think so. I think that I can get girly on you real fast.
I think that would be a sign of the coming apocalypse,
I
or
think
the apocalypse that we're already in.
I think that we should make this private and we start taking clothes off, Rob. If I'm going to be honest with you,
I can't. I am not. I am no longer a cam girl.
I'm over 8. No longer, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. What else have you been up to beside moving into your parents' basement and
well, there was no move.
Well, yeah, you moved from upstairs to downstairs.
No. It's just kind of where I dwell, but it doesn't matter. The walls are thin. She's probably hearing me right now. I can hear when I'm doing something. I can hear her fucking TV up there turn off, and she's listening. She go, "What are you doing?" Like I'm going crazy, Rob. Help me.
So here's a funny story. Back in 2001, I went blind. I lost my vision.
For how long?
For about 4 months.
You fucking lied?
No, I had a severe cornea infection. I'm legally
in both
blind.
eyes?
Yeah, it spread from my left eye to my right eye. And I'm legally blind in my left eye.
Okay.
I had to move it back into my mom's house, and it was one of the worst things ever.
You were tripping over all their shit, breaking the china?
No. I was pretty much confined to one room, and I was able to move from that room to the bathroom.
Did you become really good at piano?
No, but I did put on superhero costume and fought crime in Hell's Kitchen.
All right. Well, if you could put on a superhero costume and
look, because I was blind, all my other senses.
How blind were you, Rob?
I was blind. Blind.
You were blind?
Blind.
What color could you see?
I could see nothing.
I tried to trick you. Rob. I tried to get you to say black, so I'd say, "How did you know you're blind?" But you knew. You didn't know. You just answered. Luckily,
it was scary.
I'm sorry, dude. That's great. How?
I got it at my orthodontist's office. I had braces for the second time in my life, and some kid there must have had pink eye. I never had pink eye when I was a kid. Right. I got it. I thought I just popped a blood vessel, and I didn't take care of it. It just got worse and worse and worse.
And it just turned out, and you were blind, and you knew it was gonna pass, or were you freaking out?
Oh, I was freaking out.
At first, obviously.
I was so friggin' depressed.
Did you just wake up one day?
Yep.
God damn, that's like a Franz Kafka short story. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible.
And so you couldn't see. Did you? Oh man, as horrible as that is, the fact that you're okay now makes this funny. The fact that's a very funny sight is you waking up at no sight.
Oh, I was just
knocking shit over around the room, crying.
It was mostly crying. I fell out of bed. I didn't know what was going on. Let me say, I just fell. I didn't fall out of bed. I just fell, and I was freaking out, and yeah, I went to the emergency room.
Yeah, it doesn't seem funny to you yet.
It was terrible. It was.
I bet, but you're fine now.
In my top 5 worst things that ever happened to me, it's definitely in the top 2.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So let's change the subject. Something more positive. How did you get into doing comedy?
Oh, I wanted to do it for a long time, and one day I signed up for, or I thought I signed up for Mark Ridley's. I just looked up the fact that Mark Ridley had an open mic on Wednesday, and so I went there, and I was like shaking on the way there, like convulsing, and like I'm not like that usually at all for anything, and it was pissing me off that I was like that, and it was just compounding. And then I got there, and I was like, I'm here for the open mic. And they were like, you can't just show up. You have to like call on Wednesdays, and like they'll let you know if you get on the list. There's a raffle, and like all the anxiety just drained because I was so happy I didn't have to get on stage. And I went and I watched, and most of them sucked. And I was like, this is good. This is good. And then like I called, and then I didn't get in for like another 8 months or something like that. And I finally got in, and then that was it.
I remember the first time I saw you was at a tiki bar.
Oh yeah.
And you were so unprepared. It might have been one of the worst sets I ever saw. I think I took either Jay Hunter or Sean Isabel and said, we will never see that guy again. And then a few months later, I saw you at what was that place in Waterford?
Sweetwater.
The one that Tom also ran. The
Sweetwater,
yeah. And you're up there again. I'm like, oh man, this could be bad. And it was like 180 degrees. You had a really funny set that night. You were prepared.
Yeah. Well, that place, Tiki Bar, that's I've never seen anybody enjoy themselves there. I mean, it's just a room in the back of a restaurant that nobody's in the restaurant. There's about the same amount of people in the comedy club that there are in the restaurant, and it should be. I've lived in this area my whole life, dude. Like I grew up like that's Walled Lake, Michigan,
right?
And that place has gone from like 7 different businesses, and there's a curse on that building. You know how there's certain like locations they should be fine, but there's been like 70 restaurants there. That's what that place is, man, and it's just like there's a curse upon that place.
You know, the place is so big. I actually think they have good food there.
Yeah, and I mean it's a cool looking place. It's right on the lake. It's a nice looking bar.
Yeah.
It's just you walk away from that doing a set there and thinking, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a great set there.
Exactly.
But I have tried out new jokes there a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate any opportunity to get a mic or whatever, but like, it's just I've never seen anybody, quote unquote, kill there.
No.
You know?
Actually, that's not true. I saw one guy kill, but he brought the entire audience with him.
Oh, really?
Matt Yari. It was I actually had a really good set that night, but he had that place packed.
Well, you stacked the deck.
But, it's good that he was able to bring that many people there, and he's funny, so
yeah,
it was a win-win, and they stayed for everyone else's set, which was good.
Mm.
Like there have been times I've been there and people just left right after their friend set.
Yeah. And it's one of those places where you can hear somebody, tapping their foot.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you this: what was the worst show you ever had, or what was the worst bomb you ever
had? It was at Starters. I had done the joke a few times at Punchline, another predominantly black room, And the joke goes, it's like, wow, this is like, I think maybe the most black people I've ever been around. No, I'm just kidding. I've been to jail. And it smashed that punchline a few times, right? So I was real confident in it. And I never opened with it or anything. I made sure they liked me first, and then I'd do it. And I went to Starters for the first time, and I went up there and I said that joke, and it was just like, dude, even the crickets didn't make a cricket noise. They were just like, fuck this guy, you know? Like they hated me so much right away that my mom woke up in the middle of her sleep probably. Like, what happened to my son?
I had one of my best sets ever at Starters.
Okay. Why you gotta mention that right after I'm telling you to get vulnerable on you piece of shit, Rob?
Because that's how I am. But no, it wasn't my regular set. I was doing my set. I was bombing, and then this woman, I will say, a very overweight woman who is stupidly sitting up front, she let out the loudest fart I had ever heard.
What? Well, that's like a gift from the gods. Like, how do you?
So I just did my entire set, rest of my set,
farts.
based on her fart.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of fart jokes in the canon?
I don't. I was just like, I just started like, man, people can smell that all the way out there. And she's like, I didn't fart. That was me. That was the sound of the chair. I'm like, you're right, lady. That wasn't a fart. You just sharted, and the place just blew up. I'm like, I'm going to walk off stage. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm done. I can't top this.
That's awesome.
Have you ever done Baker's Keyboard Lounge?
Yeah.
How did you do there?
All right.
I shit the bed there.
Yeah.
I did my suicide joke, and this guy yelled, "I wish you succeeded."
Wow.
And then I broke character because back then I was just my monotone Stephen Wright wannabe comedian. And, I looked over, I'm like, why would you say that? That's so mean. And then he went, because if you succeeded, you wouldn't be on stage telling your dumb jokes, motherfucker. And he got more laughs than I did.
Oh my God. That is such a fucking, if that is verbatim, that is, that's the worst bomb I've ever heard.
Yeah, Kool-Aid gave me 15 minutes. I was like 5 minutes in my set, and immediately he started lighting me. He's like, get off the stage.
Dude, when I first started, I went to Baker's, just looking up like the mics on Michigan Comics Network on Facebook, and I went to Baker's, and I met Kool-Aid, and he was like, all right, if I don't get, because I never met him before, he was like, if I don't get you on tonight, I'll put you on next week or whatever, right? It was a few comics were going long and shit, so I was just like, I'm going to go home. But like, he's like, all right, I got you next week. And I remember watching him. He was hilarious. And then I went back, like, not the next week and not the week after that, but like 3 weeks after, and he had passed away. Oh, and like, man. I didn't know him like that. And then everybody was sad, but like, I was also like in my head, like, well, shit, nobody heard the contract he made me that I get up this time, you know?
Well, that was your own fault for not going back the next week.
Well, that's true. That too.
You kind of already broke that contract.
Yeah.
So, where's your favorite place to do shows?
To do shows?
Yeah.
Like shows or like an open mic?
Shows.
Mark Ridley's or the Independent Comedy Club?
I will have to say the same exact answer, I think.
And if I'm being honest, Mark Ridley's.
Independent, I think, has something to offer too.
It does too. I mean, it's the shit. I love it just as much. But like, if you're gonna be honest, sometimes there's 400 people at Ridley's.
Yes.
You know, how can you say that that's not?
I mean, think about it. You were a finalist in Detroit to LA this year, and no one could get in unless they already bought tickets to that.
That was the most people I've ever played in front of. Yeah.
I'm still jealous I didn't make the finals, but you know what? Next year, if they do, this year, if they do have it again this year.
They will.
Yeah. So where do you think comedy's going to go once this thing is over?
I think it's going to go right back fucking to normal for the comedians. And I think that the crowds are going to be trepidatious about coming back for a while, but then it'll all come back. And then, because today I was walking around and it was nice weather out. And I was like, you know what? And there was other people walking around and it's like, during the summer, people are just gonna stop. Like in the heart of the summer, people are gonna stop being afraid, and they're gonna come out to shit, and it's gonna be the same.
Yeah, yeah. I can't wait to get back and see people again.
Yeah.
This has been far too long. Like, I'm hoping that I can stop doing this thing on April 30th when the quarantine is supposed to be lifted. Because I'd much rather see my friends in person and not through a computer screen.
Well, of course, yeah. But
have you done any of the virtual mics yet?
not like an open mic thing. No, I've just talked to people.
I did one. This will be coming out on Saturday. I did one on Wednesday night. So last night last night for us. It was different. One person had their TV on during my set. I'm like, all right, this is just like a regular open mic. Someone's been not fucking paying attention to anything.
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Somebody texted, "I wish you succeeded, motherfucker."
I didn't do that joke last night. I did all my COVID-19 material that will never be heard of once this thing is over.
You did that last night?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And I'll probably do it tonight when Comedy Comic Shop has their open mic.
Who does?
I do. My brand, Comedy the Comic Shop.
You have an open mic?
Yep.
So, and I just gotta. Can I hold like a banana in my hand instead? I don't have a mic.
You can hold a banana. You can hold a dildo. I'm sure your mom has one up there.
Yeah.
Or in one of those boxes behind you.
You know what? Time to check.
Please don't. Please do.
No.
Yeah.
I did when I was a little kid. There was nothing there.
Hold on, you lived in the same house since you were a little kid?
No, I did for 24 years and moved out of that like a mile down the street last year.
That's crazy. Only a mile away.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, man.
Well, from a house to a condo, but yeah.
Oh, okay. You need to move out.
Yeah, you need to get some artwork, Rob. I don't like art. Who says that?
No, I'll get some artwork. I have some movie posters that I need to get framed.
Well, I mean, movies are art.
I know. So are comic books. And you know what we do is also art.
Right. Well, what I do.
What?
Nothing.
You just dissed me right there.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, man.
Just because you were a finalist.
Oh,
You were tied for third place.
oh, eat a dick, Rob. How dare you bring up the tied aspect of that?
They're just going to give someone sixth place. They're going to have them tied for third place.
Yeah, that was strange, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, man. So have you been writing new material?
Yeah, I've been trying to. I've been like working on scripts.
For what?
Just like video. I want to get a YouTube channel going. I want to make scripts for that, and just been thinking more in that writing style of like scripts, just more back and forth type of jokes. Like it's hard for me to write jokes right now. Like I feel like typically I'll just write a few ideas with maybe a punchline to it and then go try it at an open mic, but we don't have that at all. So I've been trying to like write more long form shit.
Yeah, that's cool. I used to I wanted to write sketches for a while, but
yeah,
decided not to. But I'll be happy to be part of your channel once you get that launched.
So download me script.
Oh, I have Final Draft
Or whatever that is, probably same thing, yeah.
Cool, man. So before we get out of here, I have a new hobby.
Yeah.
I have been perusing Craigslist misconnections ads. And I end this every week or every episode by reading one and having you, the guest, riff a joke based on it.
Okay.
You think you can do that?
Yeah.
All right. This one is from East Point, Michigan.
Okay.
You were walking your dog. You were holding the leash. Two others seemed to be with you. Your dog, a really large rot mix. You looking hot. LOL. Want to walk our dogs together? Just got mine from a shelter, but seems fine with other dogs. Just thinking he could learn a thing or 20 LOL from how awesome yours looked on the leash.
Oh man, you should be the narrator one for all of Misconnections. The way you read, the way you speak sounds like you're the first stanza of a novel. Always, I can't.
Thank you.
Oh, like, and the other thing I gotta say is think about how pathetic Misconnections kind of are in the abstract. Like, it's like, believe I love going to Target and seeing a girl in the same aisle and we lock eyes, and it's kind of like a thing. Sometimes it's probably my brain, psychotic, like thinking like she likes me and she doesn't at all. But what I'm talking about when you see somebody in public and you guys are both like, you can get it.
Yep.
Instead of just like talking to that person or getting their number or something, just remembering it and running back home to your keyboard, be like, it's the girl in the cardigan sweater in the candle aisle. That's my joke for it. Get a life.
Yeah, it seems like everyone who writes a misconnection is really introverted.
It's like very.
Like they go home like, oh man, this was the greatest moment of my life. I know it's the greatest moment of hers or his.
Yeah.
They better be reading Misconnections.
Right. Like it takes me at least a mile down the road, like driving away from Target, to realize like, oh yeah, that was just a person that smiled at you, Nick.
I was at Target like a month ago, and this woman comes up to me, and she's like, I've seen you around. And then she starts quoting the Tony Basil song, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. And all I could do was like, I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, if you said a deep cut, I would have reacted to it and walked away.
Just hipstered her?
Yep.
That's funny.
Well, man, thank you for being on this.
Yeah.
I really hope to see you sooner than later.
Yeah, you too, man. And let me know text me the information about your open mic later.
I will.
All right, bye.
Yeah, thank you.